The journey of microfinance in India can be seen in three phases. 1. Pre-independence, rural credit through cooperatives. 2. 1960-1980, lead bank scheme, RRBS, NABARD, and SHGS. 3. 1990 onwards, SHG bank linkage program, mainstreaming SHGS, and later, the rise of MFIS and small finance banks. The Andhra Pradesh crisis of 2010 highlighted the need for regulation. The journey of microfinance in India can be seen in three phases. 1. Pre-independence, rural credit through cooperatives. 2. 1960-1980, lead bank scheme, RRBS, NABARD, and SHGS. 3. 1990 onwards, SHG bank linkage program, mainstreaming SHGS, and later, the rise of MFIS and small finance banks. The Andhra Pradesh crisis of 2010 highlighted the need for regulation. Professor Muhammad Yunus pioneered microfinance in Bangladesh with Grameen Bank in 1983. His model was based on trust, group ownership, and collateral-free lending. Today, Grameen Bank serves millions, proving that the poor need access to finance, not subsidies. Microfinance delivery happens through informal channels like moneylenders and formal channels like banks, SHGS, and MFIS. NABARD defines MFIS as institutions providing thrift and credit to the poor. They can be not-for-profit, mutual benefit, or NBFC-MFIs. SHGS link with banks for savings and credit. Loans are collateral-free, refinanced by NABARD, and part of priority sector lending. Three models exist. Model I, direct bank SHG linkage. Model 2, NGO facilitates SHG bank linkage. Model 3, NGO acts as intermediary between banks and SHGS. JLGS are small groups of 4-10 people who jointly borrow without collateral. They help farmers, sharecroppers, and artisans access larger loans. NABARD refinances banks lending to JLGS. MFIS were largely unregulated until the Andhra Pradesh crisis in 2010. The Malagam Committee recommended creating NBFC-MFIS, defining microfinance loans, setting interest caps, ensuring transparency, and establishing grievance redressal. Bank credit to registered MFIS for on-lending to SHGS, JLGS qualifies as priority sector lending, provided MFIS meet RBI's eligibility norms. In 2022, RBI issued fresh directions. Definition: collateral-free loans to households earning 3 lakh rupee annually. Household income assessment mandatory. Loan repayment capped at 50% of monthly income. Transparent pricing, no prepayment penalty, fact sheet disclosure. NBFC-MFIS must hold 75% of assets as microfinance loans. RBI's Fair Practices Code ensures ethical lending by NBFC-MFIS. It mandates vernacular communication, transparent loan agreements, grievance redressal, and prohibits coercive recovery. Borrowers must be treated fairly, with respect for privacy and repayment capacity. Question number 1. Which institution formally launched the SHG Bank Linkage Program in India? A. Reserve Bank of India. B. SIDBI. C. NABARD. D. Ministry of Finance. Answer: D. Ministry of Finance. Question number 2. Under RBI's 2022 directions, what is the maximum household income eligible for microfinance loans? A. Rupee 1.5 lakh. B. Rupee 2 lakh. C. Rupee 2.5 lakh. D. Rupee 3 lakh. Answer: D. Rupee 3 lakh. Question number 3. Which model of SHG bank linkage involves NGOs acting as financial intermediaries? A. Model 1. B. Model 2. C. Model 3. D. Model 4. Answer: C. Model 3. Question number 4. What percentage of total assets must NBFC-MFIs hold as microfinance loans under RBI's latest guidelines? A. 50%. B. 60%. C. 75%. D. 90%. Answer: C. 75%. Question number 5. Who pioneered the Grameen Bank model of microfinance? A. Muhammad Yunus. B. Raghuram Rajan. C. Amartya Sen. D. C. K. Prahlad. Answer: A. Mohammed Yunus.